Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be rather quick. It's not necessarily about planning, kind of, but not really. I just want to stop here really quick, and this is primarily around finances. So if you've watched me for a while, or yeah, you'll know that I am trying to get better with my finances, especially in terms of tracking, planning, and all of that good stuff. I have fell off this last month or two regarding like tracking my expenses, and I think that's like a very big piece to everything, tracking your expenses, because even if you don't have a budget, which I didn't start off with a budget, I started off with tracking my expenses. And I was thinking maybe I should do a video on that, like starting next week, just kind of showing what I spent in a week. And it won't be, I'll do it authentically. In terms, when I say authentically, I mean not in the sense of, oh, I know I'm gonna do a video, so I'm gonna try my best not to spend anything. Like, not like that, like just a true video on what I spent a week. And I think it was so eye-opening. It's what I started off with when I even started paying attention to my finances and all of that. I did expense tracking before I even started trying to budget. And if I'm being honest, I have not held to a budget after numerous tries. And that's because it's a lack of me tracking. And I think I've tried to track so much digitally, and I just don't do well with digital. I've even tried digital planning, and I just don't do well with it. And I think I need to go back to paper. And to each his own. Even with paper, when you think about it, you can scan it and put it in your computer and make it digital. But tracking and just paper things work better for me. And if you're a person that you want to start off in getting into finances and like budgeting and all of that and just being on top of things, if you're a paper person, definitely try both. But if you're a paper person, you can always scan it and still keep the documents. So, and I said all that to say, so me and my mom went to Denny's today. And we noticed it's a egg plate surcharge, 50 cents for each. So it's only $1 for both of us together. And mind you, we went because they had an original Grand Slam. They have like a little sale going on, dining only. Buy an original Grand Slam, get one for $1. And that is why we went. But I also noticed that I noticed the egg plate surcharge. And what it is because the prices of eggs, it's just a way to kind of like, offset some of that, and I get it. But I said all this to say, pay attention to your finances with certain things, especially in the state of where we are now, where I feel like a lot of services, food places, different things like that, even in packaging for groceries, prices are going up, the packages are getting smaller, and the service is going down. That's the reason why wherever I'm getting good service, I'm very particular now. Even in fast food restaurants, I refuse to spend in places that give me mediocre or like really low service. I just can't do it because the fact that we're spending money in these places is big enough, at least for me. Like, I don't have a lot of money. I'm not flowing with money where I don't have to pay attention to it. So if I'm spending money, much like my time, it's good, so pay attention to little things like that, and then make a decision as to if you want to continue to do it. Like, for me, treating myself out to eat can sometimes be self-care, can sometimes be just me treating myself. It can be for various reasons, but for whatever it is, it's our money and it's important. It doesn't matter if it's $1, if it's $2, if it's $1.25, and that goes for Dollar Tree and any place else. Like, when Dollar Tree changed to, it's like $1.25 and up now, I still go to Family Dollar. I'm sorry, Dollar General. I still go to Dollar General and get some things because Dollar General things are, some things are 99 cents, some things are a dollar. So it's cheaper than the Dollar Tree. Um, so, just think about what it is that you're buying. Like, even if you sit down and you normally do groceries from one place and you do like repeated orders where if you picking it up, you just order it and don't look at it. Try to start looking at the things, evaluating what you're getting, the service, and making sure it's worth it. And if it's not, like looking for services elsewhere, looking for prices elsewhere that might be cheaper. Especially, we work so hard for our money, and being able to first know where it is and know where it's going is first and foremost, but also making sure that we're getting what's worth. So I just wanted to point that out because I was like, what? But that's neither here nor there. Businesses have the right to do whatever it is that they're going to do, but we also have a right and voice in what and where and how we want to spend our money. So I could definitely be in my feelings because I spent a lot of money today in terms of like services and different things like that, and I still have to buy the sticker for my plates tomorrow or next week. But I got my car serviced today, and that was one thing that was on my list, so that was good. I got that. I changed my backpack. I'm going to do the quarter video tonight, I believe. I did call there. I'm going to do the quarter video tonight. The quarterly goal planning. I think I'm going to do that tonight. I don't know if I want to try out I put on here try out To Do app. I was supposed to do that earlier in the morning and just see on my phone if it's something that is, but I don't think it's going to work. Like, I like plastic. I like paper things. And I think that's what I'm going to use going back to what I was telling you about how I fell off with the expense tracking. I did better when I did it all paper. When I tried to do things digitally, even the little Google spreadsheet that I made, and when I did it in Excel, I wanted to see what I spent over the span of a year. I wanted to, at the end of this year, be able to say, okay, this is how much I spent on groceries, gas, rent, like credit card payments, all of that, eating out. Definitely want to look at eating out. And I actually wanted to look at Dollar Tree. I wanted to see how much I spent at Dollar Tree. I seen this girl video. My gosh, I think it's Maria Watkins. She's on YouTube. I love her. I love her videos. She did a look at like how much she spent at Amazon and Target for last year and so far this year, and it was like, wow. And I want to do that, and I'm almost scared to do that for last year because I know I spend a lot in Amazon, and I'm not sure all of what I spend in Amazon is essential. So it's just eye-opening for me. And I think if I track things on paper, like I said, I can always scan it and make it digital. But if paper is working best for me, I think that's what I need to stick with. And I encourage you to try either or. If you're a person that has never budgeted, definitely start off with expense tracking. It's easy. That'll at least show you where your money is going throughout the week and months, and if that's where you want to start and just keep it there first and get good with that, that's something that I would really encourage, because I jumped all in and it was overwhelming for me. It was overwhelming for me to first see how much I was spending, whether it was eating out on personal things, and then it was overwhelming to try to take on budgeting as well. And if I'm being honest, I don't really budget. I set a budget out, but do I effectively go back and say, oh, did you stick to the budget of $200 for groceries this month, or only $100 for eating out in a month? Did you stick to that? I don't do that. And lately, for the last few months, I have been into sushi and getting like the matcha drinks. But I just bought matcha and I tried it out today, the powder, and it works. So I think I'm going to stick with that. But that's like the good part of expense tracking. And I think I'm going to do a video next week. I think I'm going to track my expenses for a week and I'll do it authentically. And what I mean by that is just because I know I'm doing it and I'm going to show it on here, I'm not going to judge anything up. Like, I'm not going to don't go places that I wouldn't go for the sake of like not looking bad. I'm going to do it real. And I think that's the purpose, so that you can correct the problem that you might have and then move on to budgeting. I know I jumped head first, even in YouTube with budgeting. And I'm spending so long talking about budgeting, which is this pretty much what this video is, budgeting. Because I jumped all in and it was just shocking. It was shocking to know where all the extra money from hours I was going. Like, it was shocking. And am I in debt? Most definitely. Do I budget? No. Should I? Most definitely I should. Is it a work in progress? Yes. But I think starting off small was the biggest thing for me. I love watching the videos on financing, budgeting, all of that. But I would encourage anybody that's starting off to start off small, and that may be with just expense tracking, to get used to the habit of consistently expense tracking, then add in like a budget. And you might even want to just start budgeting in two categories. Like, I want to put a budget for my groceries. I want to put a budget for eating out. I want to put a budget for this or that. And I was thinking, like, I get sushi from like the grocery deli section, from like Mariano's and stuff. And at first I was including that in groceries, but if that's the case, then I need to either up my grocery budget or find like a happy medium for both. But it's just something to think about. I really want to talk to you all about that because finances is important. A lot of relationships fail because of finances. Marriages are broken up because of money and finances. Friendships sometimes are broken up because of finances. And finances, believe it or not, keep people up all night. You all know the work that I do. I've seen and heard countless clients talk about the amount of stress, even to the point of like being suicidal, about like debt and just the stress that finances and money causes. Until it's important to look at. And yes, shopping and things of that sort is definitely a struggle. It's something that needs, for a lot of people, you need counseling for. You need someone else to intervene to help you work through it. I look at it as no different as like hoarding. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, like, who would see a counselor for that? Just get rid of the stuff and stop buying stuff. But it goes a lot deeper than that. And with finances, what I've learned from myself and just family members, and like when I look at my relationship with money in general, it starts young. It starts in, what do we see growing up? Like, what is our life like growing up? Do we grow up with a lot of money around us and that gave us an outlook? Did we grow up with no money at all? And was our parents struggling? Did we have clothes and different things like that? Or did we have too many toys? All of stuff like that adds up to like how we are as adults and how we look at finances, money, and just the relationship with money as an adult. And it plays a huge part in the decisions and the choices that we make when we spend our money. So I know the video is super long. I know you all probably didn't want to hear about finances. And I can appreciate that too. Let me know down. But I am going to do the video for some of you all who just may be interested in seeing, like, I know I like watching videos like that because it always gives me something to think about. Even when I look at like decluttering videos and minimalism, it it gives me a different outlook, and it gives me motivation to say like, hey, I can do this. Like, so aside from, like this little talk about money, I also wanted to show you all what I got from speaking of money. Now that I said all that, now I'm showing you what I bought. But I am thinking, and I've watched videos, I'm thinking I want to do a low buy for the rest of the year. And don't do like I used to do. I used to say, well, if I didn't start it off in January, then there's no sense in doing it now. Definitely if it's April. We're in the second quarter of the year. Like, it's no sense. Start whenever you feel. If you want to start expense tracking, and today is the 11th, start expense tracking. Don't say, oh, I'll wait until next month and then I'll look at it, because it might slip our mind. Just start now and just get it going. The hardest part is to start. But with that being said, me and my mom went to Ross afterwards. It was kind of like a girls' day, you could say. So I took my mom to Ross. She had to get something. I saw this. I could not say no. You know how I feel about notebooks. However, now, I know I was getting rid of notebooks and different things like that. This is different. However, I know, and I'm still working through my own self. This is different. Like, who has ever seen a notebook like this? Have a slice day. This is so cute. And it was on clearance. $1.99. Even if it was regular price, it still wasn't that bad. $3.99, but $1.99. And look at the paper. How cute is this? How cute is this? How cute is this? So I definitely had to get that. I didn't have to, but I got it. And this I got mainly for my kids from Ross. This was $5.99. Pancakes come with it, but look at this. We eat pancakes. At least, and I say at least 3 times a week. That's at least. And if we're not eating pancakes, then we eat waffles. So this is something that is so cute. I know they will love it. It's something I can keep. I don't have to just use it for this season, and this time. I can keep using it. So I was really excited about this. I got that, and this was something for just like self-care. Because I do facial massages, not because I just want to do facial massages. It is a part of like my whole like medical routine. With having lymphedema, I have to do face massages. Otherwise, my face will swell and it then causes other issues. So facial massages is important, and having this is nice. I was just looking at, I also have a lymph, gosh, I forgot what you call it, but it's the wooden thing that you like rub through too. But I think this is nice, especially when my face is bothering me and irritated because of the lymphedema. I think this is going to be nice, and this was only $5.99. Definitely check out Ross for different things like these kind of items. Obviously, Ross is good for a lot of things, but self-care and things of this sort, they also do really well too. So, I got one more thing. And I did not need this, but it was educational for a lot of reasons. It's a lot of clients that I come in contact with in service struggle with either stress management, anxiety, grief, and sleep are huge factors. I struggle with sleep. My mom struggled with sleep, and I thought this would be a good read and something to actually keep. I'll actually be able to share this too with my coworkers. It was on a clearance section for $3, and it's How to Sleep Well Every Night. And I looked through it before I got it just to make sure that it was something that I might enjoy. And it really goes deep. It's not just like it has case studies in here. It's not just like somebody spewing out information. It seems to be really, really good information. And $3 is not bad. And this is testimonials, week 1, discovery, acceptance, welcome, sleep school testimony. Yeah, so this book seems pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited to learn more about sleep, especially just ways that I can help and pass on information. So I'm really interested to learn more about sleep. I've already read up where like sleep is more important than eating. Not saying that you shouldn't eat, but it's specifying like how important sleep is to our body. Hopeful sleep habits. This is, yeah. And I'm sure some of the stuff, I will know because of what I do. But I'm sure some will have like additional information. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Friday. I hope you all have an awesome weekend. Bye-bye.